What's up, YouTube? Welcome to my review of the Gateway Disc Sports Samurai. This one's in Sure Grip or S Series plastic. It's 172 grams. It's a high-speed, long-range distance driver. It's a good disc. Quick disclaimer about this review video and any other one that I may do in the future is my bag is very set right now. It takes something kind of specific or takes something kind of extraordinary to make its way into my system right now. I throw a pretty basic system. It's definitely possible. I've added some. I will add new stuff from time to time, but I don't want it to be a major point of contention whether or not I keep the disc in my bag for review video. For my review videos, just because it would take something kind of special, or or even something that's similar to what I already use, but it's better in some respects. So it's kind of unlikely that the disc will make its way into my bag, so don't put too much stock in that. Onto the review. Like I said, this one is in Sure Grip plastic, 172. It's got a little bit of a pop-top dome to it, which they did on purpose. Even in the description of it on Gateway's website and various places, they say that the dome was definitely intentional. They wanted to have a little bit more glide and a little more hang time that you get out of a domier disc. And feel, it's really excellent. I love the feel of it. It's just, the grip is fantastic. Whether you're going power grip, my grip, or anything in between, it just feels nice. Like your thumb really digs in. It's a really comfortable grip. I have large hands, as you guys might know. Big giant fat hands, so I don't mind the wide rim. Some people are a little bit turned off by the wide rim, but this being a 13 speed, it's pretty wide. But it's really it seems a little bit, I haven't had a 13 speed disc in a little while, but I feel like this thing is a little bit, it's not as wide as some of the high speed stuff I've thrown, and it's really actually quite comfortable. It has a bead, which is another kind of interesting characteristic of this disc. You can see there's a bead here running inside, and that just makes it feel really positive in the grip, and it gets a nice snap when it comes out of your hand. It's that last little bit of resistance right before it snaps, rips out, and so you can get some good energy on this disc. I'll throw it up next to Pro D Force just so you can get a feel for the difference in shape. So you can see that the Pro D Force is a little bit pointier. It's a little bit sharper. This guy's a little bit fatter and with a flat edge, and it's got the bead where the Force doesn't. So this is like a 173 Pro D Force. Was the main the main test partner for the Samurai, because like I said, I don't have anything else 13 speed anymore. In flight, I enjoy it. I just feel like it's a little bit more stable at the end of the flight than I would like. I think that's one of the main reasons why I don't throw anything 13 speed anymore, is that when it starts to slow down, it just falls out hard, pretty hard to the left for me. Even if I throw a big, shot where I get it to flip, I threw it into a headwind a little bit and it would flip up and turn and come back. It still ends up landing more to the left than I expected. There are certain instances where that's good, but I can still kind of make that happen when I want to with slower discs. So I'd probably, I just prefer throwing something like like my Forces, because I can just throw them straighter overall. So on flat ground and with maybe a slight tailwind, I felt like it flew pretty far. Mostly straight. It would turn up, flip up, and ride a little bit, but mostly straight. But then towards the end of the flight, it would really hook up pretty strong and end up being, farther left than I want, and almost, just kind of taking away distance, where if I threw something straighter flying overall, it would go farther with the same energy, in my experience, just because rather than, start coming in and finish to the left, it would just kind of gently fade forward on the line it's already on. So into a slight headwind, it seems like it has good, it seemed like it had good distance. It stood up to it pretty well. Like, it flipped up and turned over a little bit, but it ended up doing just a nice S. Once it slowed down, it fought back in and finished pretty predictably back to the left. So if you like that kind of a, big S-turn kind of a flight pattern, you probably dig this disc for sure. I then, so I was playing Dabney State Park. We had a slight headwind. I threw this guy, and just, nice shot in the fairway, straight down. Pretty good distance, and then I decided to throw this because I was still testing it. I throw it down there, and it got good distance, like it turned over, and it took a big S. So I was like, man, that was nice. It looks like, that does add some distance to it, because that's really why I got this guy. But once I got down there and actually figured out where my discs were lying, the force was really only maybe, I don't know, 5 feet behind it, 6 feet behind it. No real practical distance gained. And it was straight in line with the basket, where this guy, like I alluded to earlier, was a little bit off to the left. That's just one throw. Of course, it's not that that conclusive. But from there, I decided that's probably not something I really need to keep in the bag. Just because I'd rather throw something that'll hold the line all the way than discs that take big S turns to get distance. Now, that being said, this guy is real fresh. I didn't hit any trees with it or anything like that. I was just field testing it, and on big open holes at courses and out in just like open field. So I think that if you start hitting some trees and wearing it in, it would probably go a lot farther than it does fresh off the shelf. And once you got it broken in, I bet you it would hold the line, straighter all the way rather than finishing so strong to the left. It would probably become a really nice bomber distance disc, but I might keep it around long enough to see if that happens. I might not. I'm really not so sure at the moment, but I'm not in a big hurry to trade it off or anything, so it'll probably come back out with me for some more outings before I decide definitively whether or not it's something I want to add to the bag. But right now, I'm not looking too likely, just because I get so much done with a variety of these forces and Pro D and a couple Z ones. So who I could see this disc being useful for, like I said, if you don't, for turnover shots, or not turnovers, but anhydrous that'll kind of flex back so you get a big S shot. Or if you want a disc so you can put a lot of energy on it and trust it that it'll probably finish to the left. Now that's for, amateurs, guys that don't have a lot of power like me, just more finesse throwers or beginners. If you're a total beginner, it'll probably be a pretty overstable disc for you. If you are, kind of intermediate, or you play a decent amount, you've been playing for a few years or whatever, you'll probably find it nice for, like I said, anhydrous that'll fight back at the end, or, slight headwinds and stuff. It'll stand up to a slight headwind pretty good and be pretty predictable. If you have more of a power arm, it would be a great hyzer flip disc. My buddy has a big power arm, and he was throwing it on a hyzer, and it popped up and went pretty far for him for sure. And it still finished pretty predictably to the left, but he throws a lot of like high hyzer shots, naturally. So it was just throwing a big hyzer bomb flight for him on thrown down on a hyzer. It'll flip up and then still finish pretty strong to the left. And then if you throw it flat and you have a big arm, I'm sure it would turn on you. It'd probably be a good long-range turnover disc. So that's my review. Hopefully you guys like it. Sorry I'm a little bit long-winded. I guess that's just the nature of my videos. So thanks for watching, and I appreciate it. Cheers, guys.